Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a pay dirt review of KLESH Gold Impossible Pay Dirt Bag. It's a 1/4 gram guaranteed bag from KLESHGold.com. Let's throw it on the scale and see what it weighs. Okay, this is the KLESH Gold Impossible Pay Dirt Bag from KLESHGold.com. It says 1/4 gram guaranteed. It's in a really thick Mylar bag, and it came double wrapped in bubble wrap, priority mail. So let's put it on the scale and see what it weighs. Looks like just about 4 ounces. This is the KLESH Gold Pay Dirt website. When you get there, you're going to want to click on Shop, then click on the pay dirt picture. There's all different types of pay dirt on the website, and they're all ranked in order of difficulty from 1 to 10. I got the Gold Impossible Pay Dirt. It says difficulty 10 out of 10. And the price on it was $25. Says there will be lots of heavies and annoyances such as crushed pyrite, tungsten powder, fine garnet sand, and some superfine flour gold and wet Washington Beach magnetic and non-magnetic black sands in the Gold Impossible bags. The contents are shipped wet, adding another layer of difficulty, making the magnetic material even more difficult to remove. Not that it would help, since about half of the heavies aren't magnetic anyway. Certainly a great challenge for yourself, and you'll get your money's worth if you're looking for hours of fun. All right, everyone. We're out at the panning station. Have our KLESH Gold Impossible Pay Dirt bag from KLESHGold.com. It's a 1/4 gram guarantee. I threw on my In Crusty Rusty We Trust hoodie to stay warm while we're out working out in the garage. It's the middle of March in Nebraska, and it's snowing again today. Snowing and ice. Seems like winter just doesn't want to let go. So let's classify this into a couple different classifications, and we'll see how difficult it is. Okay, here's a look at the bag of pay dirt. Let's cut it open. We're going to classify it into a couple different classifications. I'm guessing that's going to be the most helpful way to recover the gold, is to get it classified as much as we can. And as stated on the website, the product does come damp in the bag, so there won't be any removing magnetic black sands with a sand magnet while it's dry. You would have the option, I guess, of putting it in either a gold pan and just leaving it sit out until it dries out, or putting it in some kind of cake pan that you could put it in the oven and heat it up and dry it out that way, I guess, if you really wanted to try and remove some of the magnetics. I think we're just going to classify it and try and do it with a pan. Looks like we got the bag cleaned out. Let's classify it through a kitchen strainer first. Looks like a little gemstone. That's everything that we got in the bag that's bigger than a kitchen strainer. I think next we're going to go to 30 mesh. I do have some jet dry in the water. I just took some water out of the panning tub to make sure that the small gold doesn't float. It's about how much material wouldn't go through the 30 mesh screen. So there's the material we got from our, that's smaller than 30 mesh. This is the plus 30, smaller than a kitchen strainer. And this is plus kitchen strainer. So let's take it over to the panning station. I think we're going to start with the bigger stuff first and work our way to what should be one of the more challenging pans we've panned out. All right, I'm going to start with the plus kitchen strainer. Another little gemstone. Looks like no gold in the big stuff, which isn't surprising. It wouldn't be that challenging if there was gold in that classification. Okay, let's start with the plus 30 minus kitchen strainer. There is a lot of pyrite in this material. You can see it glittering right there. It might actually look like gold on the camera. It's just not heavy. It's not as heavy as gold. And gold doesn't glitter. It just, there's 3 little specks of gold right there. I'm actually just going to suck up all the dust, fine dust in here, and we'll go through that with the rest of it at the end. All right, this is the minus 30. I'm actually gonna
Actually going to use a black sand magnet on this just to see how much magnetics are in this material. You can see that it picked up some gold with it. That's why you don't really want to do it wet. Some people say that you can do it wet as long as you have it submerged in an inch of water and let the magnet pull the material up through the water to the magnet. I haven't really had a ton of success doing that. Some people say that you can pick it up and then tap it on the side of the pan and the gold will fall out. I don't know if that's true or not. I suppose we could separate out some of the magnetics and just put it in a different pan. Just pan through it in a different pan. It might make this a little bit less challenging. It does seem to be picking up a lot of blonde sands with it. I suppose we could do it a couple different times. It does look like it leaves the blonde sands there as long as you don't touch them with the magnet. And this also isn't the world's best black sand magnet. I got it in a gold panning kit with these red gold pans. It just came in the kit. Okay, I put all the magnetics we attempted to remove out of the wet material into this Garrett Super Sluice, which just gives me more surface area really to back pan and just go slow and try and pick out small pieces of gold when we see them. Just slowly washing the water up both sides till it touches and comes back down the middle, and just watching this area right here looking for any small pieces of gold coming down. I don't want to take too much material too fast. was actually kind of surprised at how little gold was in that for taking the magnetics out when it was wet like that. Maybe doing it a couple times helped separate it a little more. Maybe the tapping on the pan thing does work. I only saw about 5 or 6 little specks of gold left in there, so. And obviously I'll go back through all of this more than once, probably 6 times like I did the black sand challenge bags. I'm actually gonna switch this to this pan that has the smaller riffles in it. It's a little darker pan, it's a little darker green, it's a little easier for me to see the ultra fine flour gold. This material definitely reminds me of the material from Clear Creek. Went prospecting up there for about a week 2 summers ago. You definitely have to be patient. And if you're trying to get all the gold out with the pan, you definitely have to be patient. There is some really fine gold in that area. There's also a lot of pyrite in that area, so like I said earlier, the river just glistens, just glitters. The sand on the sides of the river just glitters. There's so much pyrite in the water. So that makes it really hard to pan out. You really have to watch to see if the pieces are moving or not moving, how they're reacting to the water, how heavy they feel in the pan. Sometimes when you're doing just a little bit of material, you can roll the water with one hand. This takes a little more practice, but you can roll the water with one hand while you tap the top with the other hand. It'll help separate everything out too. And it's always easier just to suck up some of that gold, get it out of there so you can work on the rest of the material. Sometimes it's easier just to go through and get the really big stuff first also. Okay. When I sprayed this material into this pan, I saw quite a bit of gold come in, so I'm actually going to tap everything up to the top, fan everything down a little bit, tap it up to the top again, and then I'm going to try and tap it up while I'm using my other hand to put water up and down, to move the water up and down. I'm going to take my snuffer bottle. See how that put all the gold up there in the corner? I'm going to get rid of a bunch of that. And it'll suck up a little bit of black sand too, but it'll get the majority of the gold out of this. And I'm going to do that again also. I definitely recommend practicing this. If you can get this down, you can actually speed things up quite a bit. You just want to roll water with your, well, I'm right-handed, so I like to tap with my right hand, but I roll water with my left hand like this. And then while I'm doing it, I tap with my right hand, and it basically what it does is holds the gold at the top of your pan, and it keeps bringing everything else down away from it. You actually end up with just gold up at the top, so you can take your snuffer bottle and get rid of most of that gold. Tap everything up to the top, wash back what we can. See how you can see that line of gold up at the top of the pan. Now it's just a, I guess, kind of a hack to get through some of your material a little quicker. As you can see, we don't really, there's not a ton of material in the snuffer bottle. Alright, I'm going to empty out the snuffer bottle, show you what we collected so far, then I'm going to go back through this, and the way I'm going to do this, I'm not going to record all of it, but the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to pan through it again, I'm going to classify it again, I'm going to pan through it again, and I'm going to keep doing that until I don't find a piece of gold. So I'll let you know in the final review how many times I had to pan through all the material until I could not find a piece of gold in the pan. Right now we're going on about 30 minutes of panning, but I still haven't cleaned up this snuffer bottle yet. Cleaned everything out of the snuffer bottle yet. as I looked at. This is the KLESH Gold Impossible Pay Dirt Challenge weigh-in. Let's weigh up the gold and see what it's worth. Turn the scale on, put the tray on, tear it out. This is the gold that we recovered. Looks like 0.440 grams. Let's take that over to Gold Calc and we'll get a value for it.
This is goldcalc.com. It's a scrap gold calculator. Going to enter the weight of the gold, 0.440 grams. Select 24 karat pure. Gold price on the day of purchase was $1,854.90. Going to hit calculate gold scrap value. It says total gold value is $26.24. This is our final review of the KLESH Gold Impossible Pay Dirt bag. The price was $25. Shipping and tax was $6.37. The total was $31.37. The gold we recovered was 0.440 grams. He guaranteed a quarter gram, so we found almost 0.2 of a gram more than he guaranteed. The gold value on the date of purchase was $26.24. The ROI without shipping was 104.96%. The ROI with shipping was 83.65%. My final review rating, I gave him a 10 out of 10. The packaging was good. Shipping was fast. We recovered more gold than he guaranteed. It was pretty challenging pay dirt, which is what it said on the website, 10 out of 10 on the difficulty scale. So if you're looking for a pay dirt to challenge your panning skills, this is definitely one that's going to challenge you, especially if you're new to the hobby. I highly recommend classifying it into a few different classifications, even though it's only 4 ounces of pay dirt. That'll definitely help you find some of the smaller flour gold. You really want to do a little bit of dirt at a time and take your time when you're panning it out. If you're interested in picking up a bag, head on over to kleshgold.com and put an order in. As always, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes, and thanks for watching.